Morning, boys. Morning, boys. Can you hear me? Can you see me? How are we? Okay. Wilson Odobert is a Tottenham Hotspur player. This one came out of nowhere. This one came out of absolutely nowhere. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Sorry, sorry for the little bit of lateness. This took me by surprise this morning. That's what I've got to say. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Wilson Odobert is a Tottenham Hotspur player. How is everyone doing? How is everyone? This one came out of nowhere, didn't it? This one came out of nowhere. Completely under the radar. This Johan Lang working in silence gimmick is absolutely real. Absolutely real. Morning, guys. Morning, lads. Literally, woke up, having breakfast. Bang. Wilson Odobert, Tottenham player. Unbelievable. Thoughts straight away? Get your thoughts in the chat. I've got my thoughts on it. There we land. Wilson Odobert to Tottenham. There we land. Jake says Coyce from Australia. Billy Price says still in shock. Mate, it's not often transfer deals happen like this, is it? There will be. Don't worry, lads. Don't worry, lads. I know you're going to ask me. There will be a Wilson Odobert video on the channel later, all right? That won't quite be the thumbnail. That is from the Solanke thumb. But we're working on it. Sorry, I just got to text Will back about the thumbnail. It will be out later. I'm going to work very hard on that this afternoon. If you could, yeah, he's a Tottenham player. Right, let's go. Yeah, Wilson Odobert, Tottenham player. Does this kill Eze? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Someone just said in the chat just then, apparently, that Spurs are apparently Spurs are still going to look for a midfielder. Apparently, Paul O'Keefe said something about that. I'm excited about this. Gary Hunter says I am as well. Everyone clowning Fabrizio in his post. That Sasha Talaviori or whatever even beat the There We Land kid. Even he wasn't on this one, you know. What a bomber to wake up to this morning. I think we've quite got a lot of positivity in the chat about this. I thought the reaction, not necessarily from you guys, but just generally be a bit more negative. But I think people are on board with this, which is really good. J.H. Christensen says, Spurs are in desperate need of wingers that can take people on. Taking a punt on some younger prospects is just good. Yeah, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the age. He looked quite dangerous against us last season. I said this in the Fighting Cock group chat just now, right? He's the sort of player that you don't really know that much about him, and then he plays against you, and you think, cool, this kid's quite good. And then you don't even really think of anything. You don't really think anything of him after that. And then he goes and gets a big move. And, you know, I think you can clearly see why. You can clearly see why Spurs have gone for him. Archie Parker says his stats aren't the best. I'm not sure about that. And also, you've got to take into account he's playing for a Burnley side, you know, who were going down, who went down. Stuart Bishop says, yet another meltdown before a ball has been kicked. That, I mean, yeah, I can imagine, Stuart. Quite a lot of moaning in Twitter replies about a great signing. Just means we can play Kudu at 10 and not on the wing, thank the Lord. Yeah, I'm not sure on whether Odobert will 100% go in as a starter. He's absolutely rapid. He is rapid. Someone said, why not Koleosho? This is such a funny one. So I text Jacob Horsfall, who I'm sure you guys might know, this morning, and said, give me your thoughts on it. And he said his exact words were, and funny you should say that, Connor Holden, Chelsea fan, is in the chat. Welcome, Connor. How you doing, pal? I text Jacob, and he said, I said, tell me about Wilson Odobert. And he said, phenomenal, mate. Always knew he'd go. We all did, but you'll be paying 30 million for him. He also said that apparently Chelsea wanted him earlier in the window. Great in tight spaces, loves to run at players, has a great cross, can strike a ball fairly well. Was the only real creative spark in the final third last season. Some of his best performances against Luton. and Liverpool. Didn't go straight into the team. He had to wait for Koleosho to be injured in December to get a real shot. And he came in at left wing, but then moved into the 10, and that's where he's been best for us as the link between the midfield, defence and attack. So he said he got told on Tuesday that it wasn't likely he'd be here much longer, so I think it's probably true. And then literally 5 minutes later, bang, confirmed by the club. I love signings like this. That just come out of absolutely nowhere. Like I said, there will be a video on the channel hopefully later on. I'm going to work my little backside off to try and get a video out for you. Guys this by like 5 o'clock. I will try my hardest to do that. We're recording Darren and Doing after this as well. So we put a tweet out for questions for Darren and Doing and to talk about Wilson Odobert as well. So get that in. Someone mentioned about World of Hotspur. I saw that. I literally saw Spooky's tweet just now. Bear with. Also, guys, quick thing. Just to park the Wilson Odobert chat for a second. Where was Spooky's tweet? Oh, maybe it's in the replies. Here we go. Yeah, he quoted Ollie Davis. So this was World of Hotspur. Apparently Brighton are more ambitious than Tottenham because they signed a player from the Championship in Jorginho Rutter. And then when we do it and sign Wilson Odobert, it's not, what a disgrace. Sums up the ENIC era. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, quickly parking the Wilson Odobert chat for a sec because, guys, if you want to get involved in the Daring and Doing FPL League, I will put the code here. Can I pin comments in the YouTube? Can I pin that? Right, Daring and Doing FPL code. I'm giving away, me and Will are giving away a £50 Classic Football Shirts voucher. I'm going to pin that so you guys can see that. If you want to join, me and Will are going to give a £50 Classic Football Shirts voucher away to the winner. Our rule is, and look, if you don't follow it, you don't follow it. But we are saying no Arsenal players in your teams, right? Make sure to get involved there. If the comment is pinned on the FPL code, so and you can see it on the screen here as well. But yeah, Wilson Odobert. Someone said Harry Brooks is all over it, so I am as well. I'll back that. Get rid of Foden. Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go. I didn't realise that he wasn't in the squad. No, that wasn't Wilson Odobert, Archie. That was who was the fullback? I don't think it was Wilson Odobert. Do you remember that? The guy, when we played Burnley towards the end of the season, he went down for a penalty and had a meltdown on the pitch. It wasn't Odobert, it was the fullback. Oh, what's his name? Can't remember. Madsy says, people said we should have signed Maddison when he was at Norwich, Eze at QPR, Elise at Reading, Bowen at Hull, etc. When we actually do it with Odobert from Burnley, it's bad. I totally agree with you, mate. I totally agree. And that's going to be something I'll talk about in my YouTube video later. Someone else just made a very similar point above that as well. Just wanted to shout that out. Kazuto said the kid's really good. Watch the highlights, quality player. Yeah, some good comps flying around at the moment, lads. Go and give that a watch. I didn't watch the game, but apparently he's very impressive against Luton on Monday night. Purple and Gold Brigade absolutely fuming. World of Hotspur absolutely livid. Most successful dribbles. Yeah, we'll come on to that. What Vincent Cumry said is the next big thing. I believe that he'll be a superstar in the next 2 or 3 years. Perfect for Ange Ball. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. Assignon. That was it. It was Assignon. That was it. Right. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on the stats because, like I said, I'm going to put a video out on my channel later. I will put a video out on my channel later, kind of breaking it down a little bit more. So I'll go into it a little bit more then. But we've got some surface level kind of stats. So 25 mil plus 5 million add-ons, it looks like, for Wilson Odobert. Which, decent little fee. That means there might be money there for another kind of bigger signing in midfield potentially. We shall see what happens. Also, we're going to be recording an episode of The Lab on Wilson Odobert later. So he most successful dribbles by teenagers in Europe's top 5 leagues last season. He was 4th behind Desiree Doué, Brian Gruder, and obviously Lamine Yamal. If you look at the 2 players above him in Gruder and Desiree Doué, those were two players that Spurs looked at quite extensively. Gruder obviously has gone to Brighton and Doué as well. And again, the hypocrisy of that world of Hotspur, because like I guarantee if they've signed Gruder, he was probably moaning that why aren't Spurs going for these wonder kids, you know. I've said this before in multiple videos about players that Spurs have signed, about people moan that, you know, we don't go and get these kind of gems from either the Championship or faraway leagues, and teams like Brighton and that do, and then they turn out to be superstars. Look, no one's saying that Wilson Odobert is going to be a superstar, but for £25 million, I think it's quite worthy of a gamble. But he's 19 years old, and like you said, the dribbling numbers are very, very good. I think it was the most amount of dribbles for a Premier League player, for a Premier League teenager. So yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe if you're happy with the signing of Wilson Odobert. I'm liking this, and I think again, you look at last season, look at the stats. So he played 29 games in the Premier League last season at 18, 19 years old. Love this retro announcement. Spurs Simpsons, how you doing, mate? Oh god, I just kicked the light there. Played 29 games for Burnley last season, 3 goals in the Premier League. Like I said, from what I've sort of seen and what I've sort of heard, very good in transition, very quick. Likes to operate in the centre of the pitch. I do think he profiles quite similar to Desiree Doué, but that's something I want to talk about in my video later on, and that's going to come this afternoon. So make sure to stick around for that. Make sure to subscribe and turn the notification bell on for that as well, because that's going to hopefully hit you later on today. Like I said, I'm going to work hard on that for you guys this afternoon. Yeah. Started the game on Monday night against Luton, played the 90 minutes against us at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Like I said, he's one of those players, Wilson Odobert, that you don't really know anything about coming into a game where they play against you, and then you go, "Oh, that kid looks good. You know, that kid's got something there. That kid looks that's a good little player there." And then you don't ever think anything about him, and then he gets a good move to somewhere. You know, whether it's to Tottenham in this case or like another bigger club, and you think, "Oh right, yeah, that kid, I remember him." Like, very, very easy on the eye, good dribbler. Again, the average age of Ange Postecoglou's signings at Tottenham is 21.8. Again, that kind of goes to speaks towards what we're trying to build at Tottenham with this, this kind of factory, this environment for some of the best young players in Europe. And I'm not saying that Wilson Odobert is one of the best young players in Europe right now, but he's not. We can't say that. But the potential is there. The potential is hopefully there. And again, I think Spurs, I trust. I don't really have a reason to not trust the kind of data-driven approach and the signings that Tottenham have made so far under Paratici and Postecoglou and Lang over the last sort of 12 months or so since Ange has been here. So I'm liking it. Obviously, a bit of senior experience in Ligue 1 as well, and 19, and the Prem at 19 years old. Gary Hunter says Ange doesn't like, or in inverted quotation marks, Ange doesn't like playing youth. Yeah, I think that's kind of put that myth to bed pretty well. Younger minds are easier to shape. 100%, 100%. I think Ange has spoken about this before, about like if you're trying to imprint your style and your philosophy on players. It's easier to do it with a younger group, right? Like, it's much easier to do it with a younger group of players. Invert the Wing said it's not a good signing. Oh, let's all just pack up and go home, lads, shall we? The fee is £25 million plus £5 million add-ons. Also, now we have Brennan to come off the bench, although I don't rate Brennan that much. He's different gravy off the bench. Obviously got Kulusevski as well. It's an instant kind of, okay, right, not like a huge upgrade to our wide positions, but could be in the future 100%. And also, when you've got Min Hyuk Yang coming in January as well, this is an exciting little time for Tottenham, right? Exciting little time. I like the signing. Would he be homegrown? No, he wouldn't be club trained, mate. You have to actually be at the club to be club trained in Europe. You have to be at the club for 3 years before the age of 21, I believe. So no. He will count as under 21 in the Premier League though, and he'll go on the under 21 B list in Europe as well. I think Solomon's off. Yeah, see ya. Reckon he'll play against Leicester. I mean, I imagine he'll be in the squad. He's obviously played a game this season for Burnley. Number 28, saving the number 11 for Eze. Yeah, I didn't think they were going to give the number 11 to Odobert, but maybe the kid is insane. Since he was Burnley at 18. Oh, that's a good point. No, that's a good point actually. If he was at Burnley, I don't know. If he was at Burnley, If he was at Burnley last year at 18, maybe. I'm not actually sure, to be honest with you. I need to look it up. If anyone knows if Wilson Odobert would count as... I don't know, yeah. Anyway, guys, 350 people in there right now. If you're not subscribed, I'm trying to get to I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers before the Leicester game on Monday. And it's Friday today. That would be massively appreciated. There is going to be a video on the channel about Wilson Odobert later, so make sure you subscribe and turn the notification bell on for that one. If we could get... It's 3 full seasons before you're 21. Okay, nice. If we could get to 4,000 subscribers before the Burnley game... Burnley? Got too much Burnley on my brain after Wilson Odobert. If we could get there before the Leicester game, I'm about 560 away at the moment. So if we can get that over the next few days, that would be absolutely massive. That'd be massively appreciated. So if anyone's not subscribed already, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Are those the rumoured free signings already? Yang, Dom and Odobert? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure Paul O'Keefe was tweeting yesterday. If I can find it, I'm pretty sure Paul O'Keefe said yesterday that they're looking at 2 more. This was obviously before Odobert. And again, people are going to go right at the people are going to go for the ITKs, aren't they now? Because they're like, well, why didn't you know about this? So Paul O'Keefe, Spurs still want to sign a winger. Where was it? It was in a reply somewhere. They were looking at 2 more players, I think. Eze looks like it might be potentially off the cards now because looks like Mark Gahey is now going to Crystal Palace. Obviously, we got this news yesterday about the winger. That Neto was very much the one for Spurs. They really wanted Pedro Neto. He said missing out on Pedro Neto was a real blow for the club, as Tottenham thought that deal would happen. Tottenham did make an offer for Pedro Neto, however, it was rejected by Wolves. The offer was worth around £40 million plus Oliver Skip. Obviously, we don't know how that 40 million was kind of structured. So it would have been interesting to see. That. But again, could you make the argument that signing Wilson Odobert, who's 19, who's played 29 games in the Premier League already, has got League One experience, is a good fit for the side, is far less of a gamble than spending £40 million on Pedro Neto, who, look, Neto's a better player than Wilson Odobert, 100%, but he's going to be injured for half the season, and you just know that Neto is going to go to Chelsea and he's not going to be injured at all. That's just the way it works, right? But I do think that this might be the smarter way of doing it. 37 million euros is 25 million pounds plus 5 million add-ons, so that kind of works out about around that price. Mike Pellegrini says Neto will spend more time in the treatment room on the pitch. Mike Pellegrini in the TikTok live stream last night, by the way, helping out with the FPL code. Like I said, if you do want to join the Daring and Doing FPL League, we're recording Daring and Doing straight after this. There's a £50 classic football shirts voucher on the line, so get involved with that, guys. So get involved with that. Come and get involved in the Daring and Doing FPL League. But yeah, Pedro Neto, bid rejected. Wilson Odobert a day later, bomber. And it was this guy that I'm pretty sure I've seen like rumours for links to. I've just searched Pedro Neto. I didn't mean to do that. Wilson Odobert. Let's actually read the Tottenham statement and what they're kind of saying. Oh, sorry, I just got a text that I need to reply to. Sorry about that. We're delighted to announce that we have reached an agreement for the permanent transfer of Wilson Odobert from Burnley, subject to formalities. The 19-year-old has agreed a deal that will run until 2029 and will wear shirt number 28. So what's that, 5-year contract? Wilson began his career in the academy of Paris Saint-Germain before moving to Troyes in July 2022, where he scored 4 goals in 32 appearances. That earned the winger a move to the top flight in England with Burnley, and he became the Claret's youngest ever Premier League goal scorer in October 2023 with a goal against Chelsea. During his time at Turf Moor, he made 34 appearances in all competitions, scoring 5 goals. On the international stage, Wilson has featured for France across numerous age groups. The amount of dribbly wingers that that France are kind of... I know they've always been like that are sort of producing over the last few years. And like I said, I want to go into this a bit more in the video that I do later. But I do think Spurs have kind of identified him as a bit of an alternative to Desiree Doué. Starting 25 times for company last season, sure that means something, 100%. Ryan says, not first team quality is the issue. We have a bang average winger in Brennan. Kulusevski is too inconsistent. Odobert needs time. We don't have anyone who can perform right now. I'm not sure about that. I do get your frustration. And look, it would have been amazing if we could sign Pedro Neto. But what would you rather do? Like, you could make the argument that someone like Yohan Bakayoko isn't ready for the Premier League right now, because how many times have we seen Dutch players come to the Premier League and we think they're going to go straight in and it doesn't quite work out? Bergwijn being one of those, Anthony being one of those. So you could argue that it's less of a risk than someone like Yohan Bakayoko even. It's actually a better signing because he's got that Premier League experience. And look, he's 19. No, I don't think anyone's saying he's going to go straight into the team. I think Kulusevski will still start on Monday, and we're going to do a stream. Sorry, the videos are going to be thrown all over the place over the next couple of days because of this signing. I'm going to record a Wilson Odobert video this afternoon and try and get it out today. Got to play a bit of golf this evening as well. Got to switch off, lads. The golf game's getting better as I'm sure you guys are interested in. And then what I will do is I'll react to your guys' hot takes and predictions. Hopefully tomorrow, I'll get that out for tomorrow. And then on Sunday or Monday, we can do a stream where we preview the Leicester game. Or we can maybe do that on Monday morning instead of this kind of stream where we go through transfer bits. Maybe we could do that because I've got a shoot on Monday afternoon with Zach Jalab. And next week's going to be very busy. 417 people. This is the most people I've ever had in a live stream right now. So if you guys wouldn't mind subscribing, like I said, I'm trying to get to 4K before the Leicester game. That would be massively, massively appreciated. About 400 people in there right now. If you could just press the subscribe button, I hate just constantly asking you guys, but that would massively, massively help me out. Like I said, there's the most amount of people I've ever had in it, and there's going to be a lot of Tottenham content coming over the next few days, and obviously the season starting as well is just around the corner. I'm not going to the Leicester game. The trains back were an absolute nightmare. Am I releasing the hot takes today? No, I'll be releasing a Wilson Odobert video today. Like I said, that'll be out tomorrow, hopefully. Like I said, the videos are going to be thrown all over the place over the next few days or so because of bloody Wilson Odobert. Travis, how you doing, mate? Aware you'll probably discuss this, but what are your thoughts? I'm excited by this. I think that, again, in terms of profile, he's the right kind of fit. They've got their dribbly boy. I think it's... Obviously, Neto was the one for them, but Neto was definitely the one for them. But if you can't get him, rather than maybe going and getting someone like Bakayoko, potentially, who, again, hasn't played in the Premier League yet, I think for someone that's played 29 games, he's quick, good in the 10, good out wide as well, across multiple positions, good dribbler, good in tight spaces. I'm happy with it. I am happy with it. I did see the comparison between him and Nico Williams. Yeah, I did see that. He's 19, got 2 years of top flight experience, overperforms his XG, has great ball carrying stats, and got 7 goals / 5 assists playing for awful teams. Dribbly boy, please never again. He's the dribbly boy, mate. Make sure to like the stream as well, guys, as well. That'd be massively, massively appreciated. We want to get to 4K subs before Leicester. Is it possible? Could we do it? Let's hope so. But yeah, make sure to smash the like button if you are happy with the signing of Wilson Odobert. And if you're not, don't dislike. Just let me know in the comments. And if you're watching this after the live stream as well, make sure to get your comments in as well. If you can't watch these live, I do these live every day during the week. Scouted is saying Wilson Odobert Spurs be like the vision. And with that, it means the average age of Tottenham's 16 senior signings since Ange Postecoglou was appointed as their head coach last summer is 21.8. They have one of the youngest recruitment strategies in world football. This is what I was going to say. So this guy, I swear I've seen this guy talk about transfers before, and I'm pretty sure. I know he's Belgian. I thought he was potentially French, and it's never really amounted to anything. I'm like, oh, do we trust this guy? Is he reliable? Is he reliable? Whatever. And then literally 10 minutes later, bang. Bang. Romano just posted. He's slowing it. Travis, 100%. Travis. That is something that Jacob said to me as well. He stood out as the main creative attacking threat in a poor Burnley side. Jacob Horsfall, who I'm sure you probably know, Burnley fan who does go and subscribe to Jacob if you guys haven't already. Doesn't just make Burnley videos. He literally said has got a great. He was our only real creative spark in the final third last season, and he was actually better in the 10. But I do think that. Did you see Sava slagging you off last night? What was it on stream? What did he say? What did he say, Caleb? I saw Tottenham away tweeted me. I'd love to know what he said. I'd love to know what he said. If anyone can let me know. What did he say? Normally when someone says exclusive, they're confident it's true. F off negative Spurs fans. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. Not sure if you've spoken on Leicester yet, but Leicester fan here, you should absolutely destroy us. Going to have a Spurs play in my FPL. I hope so, mate. I do hope so. That guy's always been pretty good on Burnley news. This is good point. Yeah, good point. Good point. What did he? Yeah, Caleb. What did he say, mate? Come on, let's hear it. El Dante, thank you for the super chat, by the way, mate. I appreciate that, mate. Thanks a lot. Oh, class. What did he say this on the stream or something? Did he say it on his stream? There's so many miserable people. Just ignore them. Mate, the Tottenham fan base is kind of... Look, I do get why people are maybe a bit concerned, and I think some people's instant reaction was like, well, if we were prepared to spend £40 million on Neto and obviously had to be rejected... Caleb, brilliant. I'm pretty sure he says that about everyone that doesn't agree with him. That's great. Did he say that on the stream? Apparently he was in here the other day begging for attention from Ben. I didn't even see that. No, I'm not going to go on there and debate with him. I can't be bothered. Tottenham way throwing hands at the mirror right now. 100%. 100%. I want to check that out after. Did he say this on the stream, by the way, guys? Did he say it on the stream? I just think they're very negative, and it's just like I just don't think you can win with some of the arguments that they put across. So it's just like I can't really bother to go on there and debate him. If I'm being honest, I just would rather live in my positive bubble. Probably called you a happy clapper. That's what all the miserable people say. Yeah, exactly. That's what they all say, mate. He did go. Sava is Tottenham away, right? Is that because he did go for me on Twitter the other day. I'll try and find it. I don't want to upgrade to premium. He did. Sorry, this has been a bit derailed by a Tottenham away chat. He was in here for like an hour. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, I tweeted something the other day, and where was it? It was kind of along the lines of what Spooky was saying about the World of Hotspur and the Brighton thing. Where is it? Oh, no, I can't find it. It was when I was saying about... Where was it? It was about Bergvall. It might have been here. Here we go. Yeah, so this guy tweeted, Lucas Berg, why can't we be the ones to discover these players before the likes of Brighton, pick them up for pittance rather than get ripped off? Instead, we signed Brian Hill. So I just quoted it by saying, Lucas Bergvall, Min Hyuk Yang, Destiny Doggy, Pat Matasar, Mickey van der Ven, ... So I'll try and find the reply because I think I actually muted him. Here we go. Yang, you've never seen him play for us. Saar is average. A Doggy was part of a defence that conceded 63 goals. And thankfully, most people in the replies did my work for me because I couldn't be bothered. I could not be bothered to get involved with them. Look, I think the problem is with Spurs fans a lot of the time, right, is that it's so polarising. It's like you're either positive, happy clapper, or you're so negative. There's no middle ground. And like I said, I feel like I'm quite positive, right? I feel like I'm a positive Spurs fan because that's the way I choose to be. I call the club out when they do things wrong. I say that was a rubbish performance. I say that I think Andrew's got this wrong. I've always done that. But it's just like, if you choose to live that way, in that kind of bubble of perpetual misery, how are you going to enjoy supporting your team? Because I guarantee even if we won something, it wouldn't be good enough for some of these people. It's just I just don't get it. Like I said, I think I wouldn't personally consider myself a happy clapper. I think that, like I said, I think I'm a positive Spurs fan because I think we're going in the right direction. I think the club kind of strategy and vision under Ange and what we're trying to do. Look, yes, we conceded a lot of goals and all that. It's not even worth getting into right now, right? Because we just signed a player, and I can't believe we're having this conversation. But anyway, we shall see. We shall see. It's just boring. It's no point even spending much more time on it, to be honest. Some sources are saying it's 37 million. It's 37 million euros, I think, mate. So about 25 mil plus 5 mil add-ons. If we don't sign the relegated youngsters when teams get relegated or go to the Championship, like how many of these Spurs fans are angry that we didn't sign Wharton? Exactly, mate. Exactly. Thank you, Sui. You say one positive thing and they go and say happy clap and no ambition. Yeah, exactly. It's just boring. Stelios is Tottenham Away. Savage part of the Tottenham Away YouTube podcast. Oh, right, fair. I don't know any of them really. Kind of by yeah. I don't really know. I just know the Tottenham Away bubble really that exists, and I just try not to engage with it. Anyway, that's enough of that. The negativity, yeah, they're too negative. Exactly. I'm excited by Odobert. Like I said, there will be a video on the channel later. No doubt, if I say that he's the perfect signing for Spurs, he'll probably come for me and say you didn't know anything about him. But anyway. And Daniel, this guy's very good. This guy's a very good Twitter account worth a follow. He says Wilson Odobert is pure quality, pure 1v1 winger with the explosiveness, agility, technique, lower body strength, and mentality to force things, dribbling past players, high rhythm player that plays on both wings, reminds me of a taller Sterling, pure danger, potential expected goals and assist machine. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Wilson Odobert. We'll see if he's in the squad on Monday. Obviously, Ange's press conference was yesterday, so he wouldn't have been able to talk about it. I'm interested to see I'm very interested to see what happens. Anyway, Wilson Odobert is a top Hotspur player. Like I said, there will be a video out later. Anyway, let's move on. So, also, Will is in the chat on the Daring and Doing account. Make sure to go and subscribe to Daring and Doing, lads, by the way, because there is going to be a podcast. We're recording a podcast literally after this. So that will be out this afternoon. So make sure you go and subscribe, and like I said, make sure to go and join the FPL league as well. The Big D says big up Ben, just came from Positive Channel Inside Spurs. Andy's a level-headed Spurs fan. Hope all is well. Nice surprise on a Friday out of nowhere. I'm excited to see him play. Nice direct attacking player. Yeah, I totally agree, mate, and thank you. I appreciate that. Travis says, I understand negatively about performances or not getting certain transfers, but at least if we sign someone, just back them fully. They're a Spurs player now. Exactly. You're starting off. You're starting off waiting to be. It's like you want to be. You're waiting for them to do something to impress you. Just get behind him from the start, right? He's a 19-year-old kid who's got good Premier League experience. Not being funny too, Tottenham Away saying West Ham are being more ambitious than us. If we sign Fulkrug, Wan-Bissaka and Kilman, he'd be seething all over the time. 100%. And this isn't a Tottenham Away problem. This is like, I've seen a lot of Tottenham fans doing this, comparing us to West Ham. Comparing us to West Ham. If they'd had the window, if we'd had the window they had, I don't think I'd be happy with that. I'm not massively convinced about their business. Oh, look, they've signed some decent players. Again, Leeds have signed... West Ham have gone and signed Somerville, who was one of the standout players in the Championship last season. Tottenham have gone and signed Wilson Odobert, who's played at Premier League level. And if he'd have stayed in the Championship, he probably would have been one of the standout Championship wingers or players last season, this coming season anyway. So I don't... Again, it's all just this hypocrisy and people just kind of choosing to... be annoyed. I guarantee people would have had something to say about it if we'd signed Somerville. The difference is with West Ham's window is the players they have signed. The players they have signed all improved their first 11. They still wouldn't get into ours. Very good point. Look, West Ham have got a good team, and look, I'd very much take Kudus. Jared Bowman would be great at Tottenham, 100%. Kilman doesn't get into our defence. Ben, of course, you wouldn't be happy with the window they had. It's about improving their team in that aspect. They've done a far better job than us. In relative terms, yeah, because the expectations are different. But like I'm saying, I wouldn't be happy if that was our window. But I take your point. So we shall see what happens. Anyway, like I said, guys, go and get involved in the Daring and Doing FPL League. Me and Will are giving away a £50 Classic Football Shirts voucher. I will take Foden out of the team. Someone's saying Son or Solanke for FPL, guys. Which one's on pens? I think that's a good question. Who will be on pens for Spurs, Solanke or Son? That is a perfect comparison. Somerville equals amazing. Gray and Odobert equals unambitious. Exactly, mate. And I said it in the video when we signed Archie Gray. I said it in my video. I was like, we've missed out on so many of these Championship talents at the time, and then they've gone on to be superstars. Well, not superstars, but like Eze, Bowen, Grealish, etc. Those kind of players, and Maddison and £50 on Ben. I'll get. Do you want the receipts, Will? I'll happily pay it. I don't care. This is the entire ration to get you off your game. Your channel is brilliant. Keep it. Thank you, Roger. I appreciate that, mate. Anyway, let's move on from negative, boring chat about Wilson Odobert, because I think it's a good signing, and I'll be happily proven wrong if he's not. Is it no Arsenal, or are you just saying it's a joke? Okay, it's no Arsenal, but if you... okay, yeah, fine. Is it no? Should we do no Arsenal players in the FPL League? I feel like we probably should. Let me just quickly... yeah, but guys, make sure to go and follow the TikTok page as well. A lot more Tottenham content coming over the summer. Over the rest of the over the summer? Summer's nearly done. Over the season, obviously. Make sure to go and drop me a follow over there. Trying to get to 30k before Leicester. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 4k before... on YouTube before the Leicester game, and I'm trying to get to 30,000 followers on TikTok as well, which we are. We're getting close, lads. We're about to hit 29, and there's a Wilson Odobert video that is on 22k there. So go and give that a watch. I have some more thoughts on it as well. But like I said, there will be a YouTube video later on, and also, guys, the link will be in the description. But I've also now got a dedicated Tottenham TikTok page. I've got a dedicated Tottenham TikTok page, Ben Bowman THFC, where I'm going to be posting, some of the clips from my YouTube channel, but also some more regular kind of TikTok content. As you can see, I uploaded my Bissouma thoughts on there yesterday. Anyway, speaking of Bissouma, let's move on to the Leicester game, and let's talk about the fact that Yves Bissouma has been suspended for the game. Thoughts on that, lads? How do we think that this has been handled? How do we think that this has been handled? Are we surprised? I've got to say I'm quite surprised about this. I have got to say I'm quite surprised about this. Sorry, I just got to reply to something very quickly. Sorry, Will, I'm actually replying to you. Yeah, we're just working on the Wilson Odobert video in the background. Apologies for that. So yeah, what are the thoughts? What are the thoughts on Yves Bissouma being suspended and how it's been handled? I think Andrew's handled this perfectly, to be honest, because I've got to say, like I said, I'm quite surprised. I'm quite surprised he's done this. I think me and Will both said this on the pod. I thought this would be handled very much kind of like behind the scenes, and I didn't think there would be a public kind of ban or anything like that. I didn't think they'd do that, but the rationale and the reasoning for it makes absolutely total sense. The punishment kind of fits the crime. And it said there's some trust building to do between me and Biss and me and Biss in the group. He also said that... where was it? He also said that we've suspended Bissouma from Monday's game. He needs to build that trust back with both me and the group. The door is open for him, but behaviour is crucial. I think it's the right thing. Legal ramifications, obviously, with it as well. Sounds like it'll only be for one game. Simon says we need him against Leicester, but again, I think I get what you mean. I do. I think he's again kind of crucial to the way we build up. Hopefully, this happening is kind of almost the kind of the making of him again a little bit. But how many times have we been there? How many times does Yves Bissouma have to kind of have these ups and downs throughout his career to be like, right, this is going to be the thing that sparks him into life? It's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So it'll be very interesting who we're going to see on Monday in the. This guy just pops up. Anyway. I say sell Yves and get Agate. Agate is on the market, but I don't think they'll sell Bissouma. Also, it'd be very interesting to see if come the Everton game next weekend, whether he either comes straight back in, or whether he's kind of got a while to sort of prove himself to get back into the squad. A fit Bentancur is better than Biss. Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if Bentancur is the one that's kind of used in the 6 role. I've seen some people commenting about the Bentancur situation. Look, I agree. I do agree. I think that just because we didn't handle the Bentancur situation well enough, that doesn't mean that we haven't handled this one well. Oh, I don't know if I've just lagged there. Have I just lagged? I don't know. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if I just lagged out then. Oh no, I think we're good. Just because we didn't handle the Bentancur situation well doesn't mean we haven't handled this one well. But I do think it's a fair point when people are saying that you kind of not thrown Bissouma under the bus, but why didn't you do this for someone like Bentancur? But maybe you could make the argument that the Bentancur one is more about education, and is banning him the right way to go about that? Maybe not. I don't know. I wouldn't have been against it if they'd have done it at all. It's a very hard thing to talk about. Okay, cool. We're good. It's a hard thing to talk about comparing the two situations. I think it does set up a little bit of a bad precedent. I do get that. I think if it had happened on Spurs' watch, I think Bentancur would have faced a suspension. Like if it was during the season at Tottenham, maybe rather than in the summer. Again, that doesn't make it right. Not that it makes it excusable, like Travis has said there. So yeah, it's a tough one to talk about, and one that I don't really want to spend too much time on. Not because I want to avoid the subject, because again, there will be people out there that don't want to see Bentancur play for us, and I totally understand that, and I totally get that. But my thinking is maybe that it's just more down to this is something that you can easily kind of punish, whereas the Bentancur thing, punish him, of course, but it's also about the kind of education. Being fair, though, I think there's still a chance Bentancur can be punished by the Premier League. That is true. Yeah, that is true. Ronnie says this club is done. Spurs fans have the club you deserve. What's your problem, Ronnie? What's the problem? Yeah, I don't know. It's a really tricky one to talk about. It's a tricky one to talk about. And I don't think there's ever really kind of like, I don't know, there's no right. It's really tough. It's a really tough thing to talk about. But I do massively understand why people are a bit like, well, hang on a minute. Why has this been dealt with in this way and Bentancur's wasn't dealt with in the same way? But I do think this is the right decision. I know that's kind of skirted around the subject and kind of danced over it a little bit, like I said, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to, people that have got a real issue with Bentancur, I want to kind of make them feel seen, and I totally am with you and here with you, and at the time, I absolutely thought it was disgusting, completely thought it was disgusting, but we shall see. Look, but like I said, separate instance, this is 100% the right way to deal with this, in my opinion, even though I didn't think it's what they would do. Anyway, in terms of other team news, Postecoglou says Richarlison is fit, but he needs match minutes over the next few weeks. The rest of the squad is good to go. Lads. which is something we haven't heard in a while. So Richarlison will probably be on the bench. Oh God, what's going on in the chat? Look, Ronnie, like, I get it, mate. I do get your point of view. I just think that let's see him play first, mate. Let's see him play first, all right? And again, Ange wants players that are going to fit the system, like Huey says. But I understand why people are frustrated. I do get that. But that's just not my point of view. But that's your point of view, and that's fine. Okay, we can exist together. You know, it doesn't have to be polarizing the whole time. So, anyway, team news. Rich Charlton could play for the under-21 tonight against Chelsea. That's not a bad shout. To be fair, has Jamie Donnelly signed for Leyton Orient yet? I don't think so. That pretty much got confirmed while we were on stream yesterday. Great move for him. But yeah, interesting one. Interesting stuff. Stu, yeah. You're probably right, to be honest, mate. Right, have I missed anything? Has anything else come through while I've been on stream? Because I've got to wrap it up because we've got to go and record Darren and Doing. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's even got the shirt number wrong. Come on, Fabrizio. What are you doing, mate? Adingra would have been such a better move. I think Adingra, when I've watched Adingra, I do really like him, but I'm not sure he can play on the right. I think he can only really play on the left. Why aren't Spurs in the market for another left back? I think Paul O'Keefe said it might be something that Spurs move on later in the window, but we shall see. Anyway, lads, that's where we're going to end the stream today, unless there was something that actually, with some bit of breaking news. Alfred Divide is a name being considered by Championship Club Sheffield Wednesday. That'd be quite a decent move for him. I'm pretty sure I just said something else. Saw something else just down there. Harry Brooks has done a nice, good thread on Wilson Odobert if you want to go and have a read of that. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, Wilson Odobert. Nice bit of stats there. This is that is such a lovely photo, isn't it? Eze to Neto to some kid. This club is done. Yeah, Ronnie, I don't really agree with you, mate, to be honest. But I get you have your right to be frustrated. Ange didn't seem bothered about the Europa League squad registration, so I think we'll sign a left back and not register players as necessary. Forster will be one. Who'll be the other, Davis or Werner? Then I don't really understand why we signed Werner, but anyway. We shall see what happens. Right, lads. Apparently, Thiago's already left his role as Barcelona coach. See if I've got any mentions. Anyone saying anything to me? Some people saying, what a signing. Rory, who is a Arsenal fan who I did the Anglo-Italian podcast with. If you're watching, Rory, shout out you, mate. Who's saying Spurs are going to get top four. So we shall see. It does feel like some non-Spurs fans are more optimistic about Spurs this season than actual Spurs fans. Anyway, lads, right, I'm going to go record Darren and Doing now with William Hester. Make sure you subscribe to Darren and Doing. Make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. And Euro Expert was on Odobert from days. From early days. Elise was some kid a while ago. Totally agree, mate. Totally agree. Right, that'll all come and more in the video. Hopefully coming out later on. I've got to crack on with that. I've got to crack on with Darren and Doing as well. Make sure to go and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button on this channel. Like I said, trying to get to 4K before the Leicester game. Someone said, at least if Ben disagrees with people, he doesn't ban people. Mate, people are entitled to their opinion. The only reason I would ban people is if they were being like abusive. You know, this is a kind of a platform to, like, you know, if people want to come here and, you know, in my eyes, being negative, but, you know, they put across a good point of view, and they're not, you know, of course, I'm not going to block, I'm not going to ban people. Of course not. People are entitled to their opinion, but I just don't agree with Ronnie. But Ronnie comes in here a lot, so, you know, I'm not gonna ban Ronnie for saying that he doesn't like the signing. So yeah, thank you guys all for watching. Hopefully there'll be a Wilson Odobert video later out. I can't speak now. I've done too much talking. There'll be a Wilson Odobert video out later on, and love you guys. Up the Spurs. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and peace. Up the Spurs. Tell Will he's cute.